Good evening, and welcome to Edessa, the Dark Crusade, Season 2. Tonight, we start our scene at Gufran's shop. He is, well, I'm assuming that he is doing his normal thing. He's, making sure that whatever customers are left are still there, are taken care of, and as he's working there, a familiar face will just come into the shop. We'll just have a look around, but she seems to be somewhat patient today, or tonight, and she will approach him at some point. Good evening, Gofran.
Ah, I see. The great mistress of chess has arrived.
It would appear so. It is good to see you again.
Yes. What can I do for you?
I do believe that you have some quite exquisite and somewhat select items that only your best customers look at. I would
Ah,
have to, I would like to have a look at it in private.
why, of course. Follow me, please. And Gufran will walk her towards another door, open it, lead her through, yada, 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 the entire spiel. You've been here multiple times now.
Hmm. And actually, you'll notice that Madeline doesn't like the whole spiel doesn't seem to annoy her. Like even though she's heard it before, like she seems to be okay with it.
Yeah.
And as soon
Eventually,
as
they
they're
head up in the room with the sofas, and Gufran invites her to sit.
oh, she does. She smiles and just says, "So, I am aware that you have quite a few things you must be very careful of. Certain things you are not at liberty to say. You must be loyal to your clan, I understand. But I would like to know certain things. Irene, yourself, and several others were visiting your place some time ago. Something happened to you. Well, to Irene.
Are you talking about the tomb?
Indeed, I am.
Did you visit it?
Yes, I did.
How are you still alive? And for clarification, I am seriously asking this, and I would like a normal answer, not a I have various mysterious talents or I am this and this and this. We ran because we did not want to suffer final death, so I am very curious as to why you're still
These
alive.
these scaled people, or whatever they were,
Yes, those.
they were strewn all over the place, but they were not moving. They seemed quite inanimate when we arrived.
Hmm,
We were
that's
able to walk in. Yes, there were many of it, but well, we looked at the place. I found something, but am I to? If I were to guess, I would say that either you and Irene fell into a place, or you made the wrong turn and came into something that was even deeper than the temple itself. No?
mm, not exactly. I'm a bit of a history buff, you see. The temple's public layers, as we're going to call it, was part of the Connaught mythology. Specifically, it was a temple to worship Baal and Anat, the brother and sister pair of gods, not being the goddess of fertility and Baal being the god of wind and war.
Of what culture was this worship done?
The Connaught mythology?
Cannot mythology. I guess I must go home and study. Oh,
See, off the top of my head, as Max types it in Google. Oh,
that is fair enough. Um, she
was
sits there and just says,
quite a while ago, I believe about 800 years,
hmm,
1,000, something like that. When I know Babylonian is still spoken somewhat today, but yes, it was a thriving culture during the time when Babylonia was a thing.
hmm. And you would say that the main temple was built for that, or perhaps repurposed?
I would say, and mind you, this is theory crafting on my part. I do not know the actual truth behind the story. Um, that it was repurposed as a way of enlightening those towards the true ways.
She cracks a smile at that.
And eventually, it was used as, I would say, a security house, as a prison to lock up something. And if you've been there, I think we both know what I'm talking about when I say we lock up something.
Well, we might and we might not. You are talking of the corridor in the
Yes,
deepest recesses.
I'm
Black stone.
I am talking about the black sarcophagus.
It was open,
It
and
was
and there was nothing in it.
correct.
So it
Whatever
was.
was in it. Let me give you my story of events. Irene has a different one since we split it up somewhat forcefully. We arrived in the central chamber, in which case myself and Hekaib, my clanmate, um, did some investigation on the walls, and we triggered some sort of mechanism that allowed us to pass through the walls, open the door. I'm not exactly sure, but we ended up on the other side of the wall, with the wall behind us all of a sudden, so we couldn't go back. I heard later from Omar Shadid, a clanmate of yours, actually, that Irene was troubled by a ghost, and that this ghost dragged her off somewhere. I'm not too familiar with the particular chain of events.
Hmm, I find that likely. I spoke, well, he spoke to me as well.
Well, and I hope you had a pleasant conversation. Oh,
Not much of a conversation. This is, after all, the purview of the Cappadocians.
yes. In any case, I do not know what happens to Irene or Omar Shadid at this point. I just know what happened to us. We had to solve a little riddle. It was a lovely story. When we eventually entered another chamber, which housed various jewels and treasures. This is when the noise started. The ground started to rumble. The floor started to quake and cave in, slip back. I don't know. And this large black pillar of smoke came out, and I fell down.
Yes, we saw the whole, we saw the aftermath of such things.
When I came to, everything was dark, and I couldn't see where I was, so I just started to walk. But there was one thing that I could see. There was a light of sorts, I think. I don't know, it's a little hazy. Um, so I followed this light, and I eventually stumbled upon Irene. She was sitting with her back against the sarcophagus. Sarcophagus was open, and there was black smoke coming out of it. She herself was in a daze, a trance, almost.
That ghost. It showed me that you helped her. It showed me what happened. Well, when you came out of that place and dragged
Yes.
her towards the cave-in that
I
people wanted to get out of or clear so
I
you can leave.
I grabbed her arm, put it around my neck, and well, I dragged her out of there.
This is one of the other reasons I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to thank you for the kindness, not leaving her in that place.
Not it? No, 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 no. That no, no. I have a policy. The Canaanites already think and believe, with justified reason, that the Setites are a large bunch of assholes. I am trying to not make that reputation worse. And, you know, leaving Irene there to die or to leave her alone seemed very ill-advised to improve that situation. Also, you're out on your own. It's just, eh.
Well, I was trying to give you a compliment, but very well.
I'm certain
She's
she would have done the same for me. I'm merely being an equal man.
perhaps. I would actually hope so. Irene is good enough at the bottom. But, well, it is disconcerting. Ulrich seems to trust that Irene is well now. Whatever affected her is gone, but I
So
assume that you felt the same way I did while you were in that corridor.
cold, sapping,
Crushing, and
dreadful.
you wanted to leave. You knew you had to leave, but I
Yes.
cannot say I have never experienced anything unlike it. I have actually experienced something else that was a little like it. About as unpleasant, but
Oh, really?
not in that place. No. Yes, I have. I am not sure that this is the same origin, far from it, but an enhancement of certain feelings, a very powerful, very potent acceleration of certain feelings. That is, once you are clear of it and you think back, it is almost certainly an outside influence. It is perhaps just a question of how much, how far outside it is. But it is not of any concern now. I can tell you that the s- snake men or the hybrids, the whatever the creatures were, began moving while we were rummaging around in that place. But we got out of it before they got too fast.
I think that confirms my theory. I believe that the statues, snake men, whatever they may be, were put there as guardians. They weren't supposed to keep people out, they were supposed to keep it in.
They were protecting that sarcophagus. That much seems quite
I would
certain.
say they were guarding it. There isn't, you've said it before, there isn't too much I can divulge. But there are tales of my clan searching down these things and making sure that the light of day never reaches it again.
Well, you can rest assured. We sealed the gate once more, and well, Ulrich will
Oh,
take steps to make sure that no one approaches that place again. But
oh thanks, Seth.
honestly, I do not believe that it is that much of a danger anymore. At least as long as I can be certain that Irene is well, and whatever was in its sarcophagus is not inside her somehow.
That I'm not able to answer. What I know of the sarcophagus is that simply Irene was sitting there in a trance and there was black smoke coming out of the sarcophagus. I take it that the black smoke that I saw when the hole appeared and what came out of the sarcophagus is the same, but I am not aware.
Very well. I thank you for being as forthcoming as you are. It is good to know. You do a good job of, well, putting a friendly and open, warm face on your plan.
Well, you're quite welcome. Um,
Still makes you wonder, no? What exactly was the lower reaches of the temple built before? I'd forgotten about. And then the upper reaches of the temple were simply built to built repurposed without knowledge of what lurked under it. Or perhaps it was both to build a temple and to enhance the defenses of, well, making sure that whatever was in it did not ever get out.
who knows? I don't think that's a mystery we'll ever solve. I'm not planning to go back there.
Well, well, lots of mysteries, or riddles can be solved with only one visit. You seem to be a knowledgeable person.
I wouldn't say I am knowledgeable. I merely know some things on the side besides just carpets.
Hmm. Well, if you were to take advice from me, I would say that expanding your knowledge of other things than carpets will serve you so very well in the future.
My sire says the exact same thing.
I will also tell you that if you are to remember other things or come across other things that you are at liberty to discuss or relate, I would very much like to hear in the future, of course.
Of course. No trouble at all, my lady.
What troubles me is that, well, we cannot know where all of those who have come before us of our kind has lived. Mankind has lived in the Holy Land, around the Mediterranean and around the Tigris and Euphrates rivers for thousands and thousands of years. Who is to say that this is the only ancient tomb that holds something quite problematic for all of us? Does make you think, no?
Does. And quite worrying, actually.
Why? One
Sometimes
more.
I'd rather forget the whole experience, honestly. Whilst it was very exciting to find much golden treasure, no.
You did not get all of it, though. Why did you
I did
leave
not?
some of the jewelry behind?
Oh, well, we were perhaps too preoccupied with the giant hole and the black smoke.
Oh well. And Madeline will just slightly just lift up one of her sleeves, and you'll see she has um, a jewelry brace that could likely be from that place you looted.
It totes is, because Gufran has one of those exact same
Mm.
bracelets somewhere.
You see this? Do you,
Ah.
do you understand why I wear this?
Accessories?
Hmm. It is simple, not too flashy, and there are certain people who have techniques that would, I would say, surpass this in beauty. I wear this, and she looks down at it and just lets a hand, like, you know, softly just slide over it. I wear this to remind myself of it. I hope never to forget it, and neither should you. A harrowing experience, yes, but a very educational, very, very important lesson. I would advise you to remember it as long as you can, but then again, I am not your teacher.
No, no, no. I am still, however, a neonate who sometimes asked for the advice of his sire. Not too many times. So, any advice is always welcome.
Hmm. Well, knowing that there are some things that are unsettling and afraid can make you afraid would, in my mind at least, make you more open to the fact that it can happen again, and you should always be careful. Always be on the lookout for that which you do not expect. Of course, that is easy to say, but alas, I myself recently have been surprised about certain things. But it
Well,
is quite an invigorating experience.
sadly, I do not have the gift of aspects.
There are many ways to foresee such things, or at least plan for them. Tell me, your clan has certain other residents within its territory. How does it, how do they fare these nights?
Other residents?
She looks at you for a second. She says, oh, never mind. It is not all that knows of it.
Are you are you talking about the shape changes?
So you do know. I would have expected it to be, well, strange if you did not know. They
Yeah.
are somewhat apprehensive of, well, people in general.
So well, I generally do not go out of my way to look for them at all, and
I
hope to
am
forever and
curious.
ever avoid them.
Fair and very, very good.
Shape changes in the city.
Well, they are different. They, the ones living in this city, is they are at war with their own kind. They first came to this city when I was, well, quite some time ago. I
I
was
see.
just wondering if there had been a development recently. If you
Not
had
that
heard
I am
any,
aware of.
well, avoiding them is a very, very wise thing to do.
Yes. Hmm. Yes.
Have you ever met or spoken with one of them?
No. No. No.
Hmm.
No. No.
They are frightening, but they are also fascinating in a certain way.
They are 9 feet tall, engines of murder and death. I
Well,
do not want to be near them at all.
well, these ones that live close to you, I am not saying that you should go and talk to them, of course, but they are the only ones of their kind that you are able to speak words with and survive. But you are correct. Not seeking them out and doing your utmost to avoid them is a quite sound way to approach that matter. But Gufram, you have been a most gracious host, as always, and I must sadly leave. I have so many things to see to. But please, I am very glad for this small meeting. Well, let us
Well,
hope that this tomb will not bother us anymore.
well, like I said, you are more than welcome. Yes.
Good.
I may act like someone of ill repute, he says as he stands up and walks towards the door. But I do greatly value Irene's company.
Of ill repute. You are A most upstanding man. A very good member of our family. Our extended family, I suppose.
Oh yes, I guess.
She curtsies to him and just says, "Have a good evening." And she will begin to leave.
Thank you very much for the conversation.
And as Madeline leaves the shop, I believe that this will be the end of the scene. Thank you very much, players, for playing, and watchers for watching. Good night.